guys, welcome to my channel Insecure Beauty. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button, and if you're already one of my subscribers, thank you for the support and I appreciate you for watching this video. So let's get right into it. Today we're gonna do a story time about the time I tried to be a player and got caught. So the summer before my freshman year in high school, my mom let me go to this summer program with my cousins called the Youth Net. And this was like big for my mom, but even bigger for me. Because if you're Liberian or any other type of African, usually your parents are like super strict, especially if you're a girl, like in my case. So my mom was really strict, never let me do anything. I couldn't even go out, and if I did go, I had to bring my little brother, but I didn't even care about bringing my little brother. My little brother was my road dog, always has been, always will be. So it was just, she just would just not let me leave. She just was just really overprotective of me, which I completely understand now that I'm older. But at the time, I was just like, geez, come on, can I get a break? And I got the break. Which was obviously going to youth night with my cousins. That was like my first taste of freedom. I had an amazing time that summer, but while I was there, I met this kid and he had a crush on me. And I thought he was cute, I liked him too, but I was just not about that boyfriend life. My mom was strict, so there was just no way that I was gonna be like, oh yeah, mom, I have a boyfriend, and she was gonna be okay with that. And I was just like, you know what, whatever, this boy, he likes me, and he's cute, but I'm gonna go about my business. So the summer ends, we go to 9th grade or whatever, and he gets a girlfriend. They're dating, whatever. I stay single, just doing me, hanging out with my friends, just blah blah, regular Danielle. Eventually he and his girlfriend break up, and when he and his girlfriend break up, during this time, his brother is going out with one of the girls that I used to hang out with. His best friend is also going out with one of my friends, and then my other friend already had a boyfriend. So we got to the point that we were all hanging out every single day, but it got kind of a little bit awkward because he and I obviously weren't dating. So eventually he asked me out, and my friends would tell him Danielle, you should go out with him, and they have been telling me for ages that I should go out with him. I think since the summer of Youth Net with him. And I was just whatever, blah blah blah. And eventually though, I gave in and I started to date him. And he was he was a really nice guy, really sweet, good friend. We got along really well. So we dated. It was 2 or 3 months, and it was cool, but we eventually broke up, of course. I don't even remember why, to be honest, but it definitely had something to do with the fact that his best friend and my friend, broke up, and it just was a messy breakup. Things went south. I can't even get into it, but it was just a mess, literally a mess. So he and I broke up, as a fallout of everything and so on. But we still remained friends. We broke up early winter, so it probably had to be January when we broke up. So we still remain in contact because while we had been going out, I became really close with his brother, really close with his friends, and really close with him, to be honest. So I would see him frequently. So anyway, moving on, we break up. The winter turns to spring turns to summer, whatever, school's over, and I started talking to this other kid. And this kid that I was talking to, he was literally nuts, literally the definition of crazy, at least probably one of the craziest people that I had encountered at that time in my life. But I liked him. I didn't think it was really gonna go anywhere, and I would have crazy blowout fights, just crazy fights, and too crazy for now that I think about it, for that age. I was probably 15, maybe 16, can't even remember, or 15 turning 16, but it was just way too much drama for my age. Even dating that kid came with a whole bunch of drama, which is another story for another time. But moving on with this, so he and I were dating, and like I said, me and my ex were still cool. So eventually my ex hits me up on MySpace, and if you're too young to know what MySpace was for me, a big social media for my generation. It was super dope because you could add music to your page, you could take pictures, you could have a top 4, top 8, top 12, of all your friends, your top friends or whatever. People could comment on your page, you could decorate your page. It was just super dope. I used to love MySpace because that's where I would find all my exclusive music, all these artists that I really love that are actually super famous now. A lot of them came up on MySpace, at least when I was a kid. So whatever, so my ex hits me up on MySpace, he writes a comment on my page, and I was really tech savvy with MySpace, so I used to decorate my page. I used to hide my comments, hide my top, literally you know, redisplay them. I used to change the text. My friend and Erica and I were both just like on it, my best friend, and she was like obviously like a MySpace queen. She was super dope at it. I was like not as good as her, but I was still all right. So I hit all my things or whatever, so you couldn't see when people would comment on my page, you couldn't see my top, any of that. So this kid, my ex, writes to me, he was like, you know what, Danielle, like I kind of miss hanging out with you, like let's hang out, blah blah. So, and he and I can't remember if it was through my comments, but I really don't think so. I think we like were messaging each other as well, and he was just telling me like, hey, you know, I think we should try it again, and blah blah blah. And I told him like, yeah, you know, like let's see where this can go. So he's like, I want to come visit you, and I'm like, yeah, okay. So the part where he said I want to come visit you was in my comments. And so the kid that I was talking to, the crazy kid, he literally like found a way to, because there was ways that you could like, you know, see people's things, there's certain codes. So he found a way to read my comments. Like he was just, I guess, probably stalking my page, so he found a way to like read my comments. So when he read my comments, he saw that the kid told me that he wanted to come visit me, and my response to that was like, I'll let you know when we can hang out, blah blah blah. So the kid I'm talking to, me and this kid were hanging out every couple of days, and the only way that it was possible was because my mom used to work a lot. So like I grew up babysitting my brother and so on and so forth. So my brother, like I said, my road dog, best friend, everything. So he you know, would always have my back, always keep my secrets, like literally give me advice, everything. Like we're just attached at the hip, always, and always will be, kind of thing. And so this kid would come over, hang out with me and my brother, blah blah blah. So one day he hits me like, oh Danielle, like I'm not gonna come over today, I'm not gonna come over this week, I have a couple things I have to do with my dad and so on. So I thought it was a little weird, but I was like, whatever, you know, he's close with his dad, so I didn't like think too much of it. So a couple days goes by, and I invite the kid over, my ex, and I'm like, hey, you know, come over, like let's chill. Like finally he comes with his best friend, like my brother's there, we're all chilling, we're having a great time, hanging out, kind of like old times. It was actually really cool. And then, you know, I hear a knock on the door, so it's like do 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 do. So my heart like instantly drops, because I was like, there's only two people that could be it, and if it's my mom, everybody's here is getting an ass whooping. Every single person. She's like, it don't matter who you are. And if it's not my mom, it's probably the kid I'm talking to, which is even worse, because he's not even worse, it's just about as bad because he's crazy. So it was a kid that, it was a kid that I was talking to. At first I like really am like hesitant to open the door. Like I keep looking through the peephole and blah blah blah. He just keeps knocking, obviously, because he could hear the TV, and you heard us talking, I'm sure of it, and everything. So he had read my comments, found out which day the kid was coming over, literally everything. Like he like was on it, came over probably like an hour into the kid coming over and everything, because we had discussed all that in my comments. Eventually I like open the door, he like pushes it, I like open it like slightly, he like pushes it open, and he's like, who's that, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh. My little brother starts like crying, laughing, like you don't even know. At this point I'm like started like sweating like really bad, my shirt's kind of wet, like I'm sweating. So he's like, yo, who's that, like blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm just like yeah. I literally, like, I was just like that. I couldn't talk. Like, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say, and I couldn't lie. And my ex, I knew that I was talking to the other kid. I had like briefly told him about it, so he wasn't tripping. But the other dude, he was freaking tripping, because obviously I didn't tell him. So he's like, we're like freaking arguing like crazy, like literally having like a full-blown argument in my hallway, like screaming at each other, like blah 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 blah, like, and I'm telling him like kind of like relax. I'm going in and out the house, like back and forth, like telling my ex like, hey, I'm sorry about this, like I apologize, blah 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 blah. He's like, nah, it's cool, like whatever. So like I'm trying to get the other kid to leave, he doesn't want to leave. So eventually my ex goes, and he's just like, you know what, like I ain't trying to deal with this. Him and his best friend leave, whatever. Me and the kid are still arguing. We argue for like mad long. Eventually he just is like, all right, like I got him to calm down. He goes home, and I go inside, and my little brother, I talked to my little brother about it, he is just laughing. Like, he was like, yo kid, like making fun of my sweating, like making fun of everything. I called my best friend Erica too. She was just laughing at me. Everybody was just laughing at me. So like that night they both like hit me up, and we're both trying to talk to me. The other kid was like, you know, I forgive you, like all this stuff, like, and I you know, want us to make it work. My ex was like, you know, like if you do want to keep talking, like, I think we should, like, you know, I want to see where this goes, blah 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 blah. Me, on the other hand, I was just like, no, there's just no way I'm not talking to neither of you, because that's just too much drama. For one, I just felt like it was kind of like a sign, like, one, like, Danielle, you're not about that player life, so don't ever try to be, because this is what's gonna happen to you. I'm like the most like awkward person ever, so like the going back exchange was just like terrible. And like I said, I'm sweating while this is happening, and it's just like an uncomfortable situation. So eventually I was just like, you know what, guys, like, I like you both, but I'm just gonna be cool on this one. I'm just gonna chill. I'm not gonna talk to any of you, because obviously this just isn't for me. So I dropped both of them, like, didn't talk to either of them. I was still friends with my ex or whatever, but we just never like went past being exes after that. And then the other kid, like, we were kind of cool here and there, and then eventually it just kind of died out, and because he, like I said, he was just crazy, so it just kind of, that fizzled out too. So I was just like, cool, just single by myself, just chilling. So that is the end of my story time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Like I said, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate the support. Make sure you follow my Instagram page _insecure_beauty, and also my personal page, DANIE 2 L's 3 E's and 4 Y's. All that information will also be in my description. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Mwah.